Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Jeremy Scheib. Good morning.
Dave and Jeremy with you as Brent Apperson is in Omaha at his luxury hotel and suite down somewhere in Omaha. Have you seen any more pictures from Brent?
I have not, no.
I wonder if he's maybe got a jacuzzi now as well.
Might have upgraded.
Probably they bring breakfast to him in bed.
Room service, little silver cart.
Yeah, where they put it right on it. He just stays in bed and they put it right over his legs.
Yeah.
And he has like poached eggs and, parsley or something. I don't know. He's living it up down there.
Funny thing is, when we were at Boys State basketball, we were listening to the breakfast show when we were down eating breakfast. And you guys made a joke about powdered eggs. And we were eating like instant powdered eggs at that time. It was funny.
Oh, boy. Well, one thing that has happened for sure, we're not sure about his accommodations because he sent some confusing pictures, but he's done a great job of catching all the results, excuse me, and getting some interviews. Really have enjoyed the interviews that he's been able to obtain from the athletes, and I know that they have to cooperate with him to be able to get those because he's kind of tied to his chair for the most part, getting those results on the air. But we really enjoy those interviews, and I don't think you'll get those on most any other station that's covering the state track meet. So Brent's doing a great job, and the kids are doing a great job.
Yeah, they are. And he's asking the right questions, kind of asking about how they got the motivation to perform like they are at state, which is huge. Some of these kids are setting PRs at state.
Yeah, that's the way you want to do it. That's what your goal is to peak out at the state tournament. And sometimes that works and sometimes it does not, but they all have their chins up and doing well. So 2 more full days of track coverage today and tomorrow on KBBN. And then, of course, we will travel back out to the Custer County Fairgrounds again today, see if we can catch some of the athletes there at the junior high level in rodeo, cowboys and cowgirls, and talked to some great kids yesterday and parents and even, just everything going on a little bit wet in the ring, and they had to do some changing, move some things into the barn. Everybody's smiling and doing what they need to do to get as many of those young people to Georgia to the National Junior High Rodeo. And every one of those kids' goal is to get there. Even the first-year ones are, I think maybe I've got a chance. And they've started it so that 5th graders can compete now.
Wow.
So you have 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, 4 different years that can compete. So more kids than ever, more fun than ever, and just really good people.
And they do all of the events. They even ride bulls at that age, which I don't think there's ever an age where I felt comfortable getting on the back of a bull, let alone when I was in 5th or 6th grade.
Right.
Even 7th or 8th.
Yeah, even
in my prime, in 22, 23.
Yeah. No way. And they do adjust the livestock a little bit. They're not, what you'd see at a high school rodeo or a professional rodeo, but they're still big and they're still strong. And they change things up, goat tying, and the competitions are adjusted a little bit, breakaway roping and all of that, but they're into it, and they all love their horses, and they're all family people. It's just fun to get out there and talk to them because there's such wonderful young people. So we'll have a few more of those interviews for you today on KCNI. Hopefully we'll get them on in the early afternoon for you and wind that down because this is the last day. This is the day where they qualify. And, of course, a lot of these kids will quit rodeo, and they'll find someplace else to do some of that this summer, even at the junior high level. So those are some things we have our eyes on. I see state golf tournament comes up next week, and I know that some of the golfers have qualified at different class levels, so congratulations there. And I'm sure Brent will be watching that closely next week.
Yes, a few kids from the area qualified, and you wouldn't have to go all that far down on the sports page on Sand Hills Express to find that.
Yeah, all the details there. Okay, we don't I don't think we have any school lunch menus today because all of them that we read yesterday was the last day.
Maybe.
I think there might be one or so left in that folder. I'm not sure.
See. Yeah, no lunch at Sargent. They're getting out at noon. They're having hamburger or hot dog at Loop City.
Okay, that's that. And then we also, of course, have the Prairie Pioneer Center menu, and they will be having lunch served today on this 19th day of the month. And on this Friday, they're featuring chili, cottage cheese, fruit, and cornbread. If you'd like to come have a meal at the center, call them by 9 o'clock. Let them know you're coming at 872-6121. Now, I'm sure that there's a certain amount of people that go every day, and they know that you're going to be there, more than likely. But if you are kind of intermittent or you've just decided to give it a try, call them at 872-6121 and let them know that you're coming to have a good, warm meal and some good, warm hospitality as well. If you're celebrating a birthday today, you are celebrating with Pete Townsend of The Who. And all of these classic rockers, when we celebrate their birthdays, are going to be in their late 60s and 70s. Pete Townsend is 78 today, and he's known for smashing his guitars on the stage.
Was he one of the first to do that? Kind of started a movement, didn't he? There was a while there where lots of people were smashing them.
Yeah, he and Jimi Hendrix, but Jimmy would light his on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if he smashed them so much. So we're going to have a special song dedicated to those guitar smashers out there in just a little bit, so stick around for that. Also, Lainey Wilson is 31 today. Now, she'll be performing at North Platte's Nebraska Land Days.
Yes, and she was a big-time award winner last year, if I remember right, so they booked her at the right time.
They got her just right, and we'll talk with Dave Fudge about that next Tuesday as he's coming in, as he is the director of Nebraska Land Days, and we always talk to him about that, on how you try to hire, get a few big names that they know are already big and spend some coin there, and then get in some up-and-comers, and they certainly hit home run here. Yes, she was last year's new Artist of the Year and Female Vocalist of the Year, and she was also a country artist on the series Yellowstone, so she got a lot of attention there as well.
Yeah.
And her song Heart Like a Truck is huge, so they really got a headliner who was originally designed as an opener. So she is 31 today.
That's tough to get new vocalist of the year, because that means you're beating everyone else out as far as new artists that are brand new. And then female vocalist of the year, that's open to everybody. That's open to your Miranda Lamberts, Reba McEntire's of the world. So she got the newcomer award, and she got the best of them all award as well. Yeah. So that's pretty impressive.
And likely at 31, she's been at this a while.
Yeah.
She hasn't just got lucky. She's been out on the road playing clubs and different things, and finally it paid off. And the chances of that are slim. There's a whole lot of people out there doing the same thing, and every once in a while somebody pops through, and she certainly has. So that's going to be a real great addition. So next Thursday, we'll be giving away some more tickets to Nebraska Land Days like we did yesterday, and hopefully put some more tickets in some folks' hands. It didn't take long yesterday. We had people calling right in to try to get those, so we'll do that again next Thursday.
Sounds good.
All right, it's National Bike to Work Day, so if you're a bicycle rider, get it out and get going. Cycling for 30 minutes at just 12 miles an hour burns about 300 calories. 2 miles faster will help you burn another 100 calories. That's almost one donut.
I do not remember the last time I took my bike. It's hanging on one of those hooks in the garage.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I had it down.
I think at this point I'll just walk. I like riding a bike, but I like walking. And
I should get one of those canopy things that you put a kid in.
That's what you need
for Isabel.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect.
She'd love that.
Yeah,
kids love riding on those. I mean, they just like movement. So yeah, maybe if I don't think she's fussy very often, from what I've seen. But if she's a little fussy, a little ride around out on Paulson Road might do the trick.
Yeah.
Be careful though; the cars go by there pretty pretty
yes,
good speed.
Paulson is pretty crazy at sometimes.
All right. Also, National Devil Foods Cake Day. Nothing satanic about it. That's the name of it. Angel food cake, basically, honoring that. I don't know. We have something for every day.
Yeah, sounds like it.
This one you might be interested in. NASCAR Day, third Friday in May. NASCAR hosted its first race February 15th, 1948, in Daytona Beach, Florida. It was started by a mechanic and shop owner named Bill France Sr. He'd go on to be the NASCAR first president, and not all tracks are the same. If it's less than a mile, it's called a short track. Over a mile, it's called a speedway. Tracks at Daytona and Talladega are long enough to be called super speedways.
Wow.
Those are some definitions there for you. I think most NASCAR people probably already know that.
Yeah.
And are big fans. And when you have a fan of NASCAR, they're a big fan.
Yes, they are.
NASCAR's GOAT, by the way, is Richard Petty, who still has the most wins with 200. That's nearly double David Pearson's second best record of 105 and Jeff Gordon's 93 first place finishes. So will that ever happen again with the technology and the teams and the competition? It would be quite a feat.
Everyone's gunning for the same thing and pouring millions of dollars into their effort to do it too. I remember thinking Jeff Gordon wasn't, even half of Richard Petty's wins. I remember, Jeff Gordon was a really good racer when I was growing up.
Yeah,
and he's legendary in his own right. So he's not even half as many wins as Petty.
No,
which is amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, and Gordon was one of those. And I think he's been more embraced now, but it seems like fans either loved him or they didn't like him at all.
Yeah, or you love to hate him.
Yeah, one of those deals. But he didn't care. He was making all kinds of money.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's play the game.
Okay. This is going to be our last question about hit songs of 1983. So if you know the answer to this one, give us a ring at 872-2801. In 1983... Annie Lennox and Eurythmics achieved success with the song Sweet Dreams. Who was Lennox's partner in this British pop duo? Is it A, Bob Seger, B, Adam Ant, C, Tom Petty, or D, Dave Stewart? We're looking for Annie Lennox's partner in Eurythmics when they came out with a hit song in 1983 called Sweet Dreams. If you know the answer, give us a call, 872-2801.
It's that time of year. Time to get plants in the ground. The Secret Garden is open every day in May. Weekdays 11:30 to 4:30, Saturday 8:30 to 4:30, and Sundays 1 to 4. Shop a variety of annual plants, succulents, cactus, home decor, antiques, Watkins, and more. Ephesians 4 verse 32 says, "Be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you." The Secret Garden, 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north.
There's a lot of uncertainty in ag and business today. One thing you can always count on, though, is Nebraska State Bank, looking for ways to help local ag producers and businesses be successful. Right now, NSB is running an ag and commercial equipment loan special that features a 6.49% fixed interest rate for qualified customers. You heard that right, a 6.49% fixed interest rate. Call one of their local experienced ag loan officers at 872-2466 to find out more about this limited time loan special. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
It's a little hazy out there already, so we do have that smoke moving in. Be careful with that if it gets heavier this morning. We have Mary on the line. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Dave.
Yeah, it's so good to hear your voice. How's things going?
They're going well.
Well, let's see if we can make it a little better. Jeremy has your question.
Okay, Mary, we're going for a free personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. In 1983, Annie Lennox and Eurythmics achieved success with Sweet Dreams. Who was Lennox's partner in the pop duo, the Eurythmics? Was it Bob Seger, Adam Ant, Tom Petty, or Dave Stewart?
It's Dave Stewart.
That's right.
Love ringing the bell for you, Mary.
Okay.
So those are your prizes. Come see us, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Yep,
have a good day, gentlemen.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 747 pizza. Yeah, talk about pizza.
Pizza Hut, the New Yorker is back. You know, everyone always talks about a New York slice. Well, that's because 16-inch New York-inspired pizza has 6 XL foldable slices. They also have a large stuffed crust one topping with breadsticks for $20.99, a large 3 topping or specialty pizza with bone-out wings, that is $25.99. The big dinner box, don't forget about that. Great deal. 2 medium rectangle pizzas with breadsticks and wings or pasta for just $25.99. The dining room is open so you can stop in and enjoy a sit-down meal. Open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday. Friday and Saturday they stay open until 11 p.m. Delivery is 7 days a week during the lunch hours and in the evening. Ladarius is the general manager. He'd love for you to stop by if you're looking for a part-time job. He's still needing some team members. They offer wonderful benefits, flexible hours, and a competitive wage. At the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. Swing by, try one of those specials.
All right. Dave Stewart was the correct answer, Mary, so this is for you.
This is my American prayer, and this is the time.
Kane USA Beef is USDA certified and ready for sale by the cut or side at their location on Highway 2 in Broken Bow. Always all natural, no growth hormones. Premium beef that is pasture raised, corn finished, and dry aged. Right now, May is beef month, so stock up your freezer with their small or large sides of beef box specials and be ready for grilling season. Visit their Facebook page, call Maureen at 880-1505, or stop by the store in Broken Bow. Kane USA Beef.
Summer is finally here. Burning Bank can help with your summer travel and fun with our new My Card feature on our Burning Bank app. Are you budgeting for your summer activities? Easily track your recent debit card transactions. Are you traveling for vacation? Simply plug in your destinations to make spending money wherever you are easy and convenient. Misplaced your debit card? Shut your card off with the flip of a switch. No matter where the summer takes you, Burning Bank is always here. Download our Burning Bank app today and check out the My Card feature. Burning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
Beef is what's for dinner. May is Beef Month, and we're celebrating the industry all month long at KCNI KBBN. Sponsors are bringing you beef briefs on our Facebook page, Sandhills Express. Fun facts and information about beef. Listen throughout the month for sponsors like these, saluting those in the beef industry.
The Grocery Cart, Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock, Sargent Corner Market, and Sargent Pack.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we wake you up?
Nebraska's favorite way to start the day on KCNI KBBN.
7:53. I spoke with Stan yesterday at the Whiskey Barrel. He was just getting ready to go out and work in his garden. He and his wife have massive gardens. His is a raised garden, and I think they have a traditional garden as well. And Stan went to college for, planting things and growing things and study of bacterias and
Like horticulture?
yeah, all that stuff. And he went through some of that. And he was talking about hydroponics, growing tomatoes without soil. And he said the thing is you have to have bacteria to really grow things that taste good. It's part of the bacteria is part of what makes things work in the dirt. I learned all this in a matter of 15 minutes from Stan.
It doesn't take long.
No. And so if you need knowledge, stop in. Stan will help you. He says the tomatoes got really big. They were beautiful, but they just tasted terrible. There's some things you need to do if you're going to do the hydroponics.
And the soil provides the bacteria.
Bacteria, tetany, all sorts of things that you don't think about. I learned this in just moments. So if you want to be enlightened with Stan, go into the Whiskey Barrel and visit with him or his fine staff. They're friendly. They're open 7 days a week, and they have fair every day, standard prices. They know what their competition's doing. They don't go high. They don't go too low. They just make it fair for you. You know what you're going to pay. You don't worry about it. And if you want to pick some pop-up, some beer, specialty beers, domestic beers, they got it all. Sometimes if there's something you want and they don't have it on the shelf, they can try to get it for you. If it's a specialty item, they'll try to do that. And you get free ice with the purchase and free advice from Stan.
Yeah, what can you beat there? You get some knowledge and a good deal.
Yeah. And if you have knowledge, Stan would like you to share it with him because his, as he said, I'm getting drained. You can only offer so much information without getting some good factual information back.
And don't be intimidated, right?
No, because, as long as it's factual, Stan doesn't go for, fake or
so
fibs.
fact check yourself first.
You want to have the facts because he only provides you with the facts.
Gotcha.
In a very special way.
Okay.
The fact is, John Hyatt was very upset when Jimi Hendrix and Pete Townsend were smashing their guitars, and here's what he had to say about it.
KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The 31-year-old Air National Guardsman accused of leaking government documents online has a bail hearing in Massachusetts today. But CBS's Catherine Herridge says new reveals won't help his cause.
As recently as January, Texera, an IT specialist, was discovered accessing sensitive information that was not related to his primary duty and had been told to not seek out intelligence products.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky will make an in-person appearance at the G Summit in Japan Sunday. Ambassador Sergei Korsunsky.
It is extremely important event for us, which we expect will end with practical solutions, not just statements which respond to the current situation in Ukraine.
Content creators at TikTok are suing over Montana's new rule forbidding new downloads of the Chinese-owned app. Loyola Law's Lori Levinson says the case will be tough to win.
First Amendment rights require a very high showing of a direct harm.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, a Polk man has learned his fate in connection to a threat to an LGBTQ event in Lincoln. Michael Nicewonder was sentenced Thursday in Lancaster County District Court to 18 months with the Nebraska Department of Correctional Services, along with 18 months of post-supervised release. He will get 159 days of credit for time served. Nicewonder pleaded no contest to terroristic threats. Court records show that he's accused of sending a bomb threat to organizers of a drag show pageant in May of 2022 in Lincoln. Lincoln Fire and Rescue searched the venue but found no explosive device. A court affidavit also indicates that Nicewonder made a threat against the Hastings Pride Parade, which was held in June of 2022.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In golf, the PGA Championship wrapping up its opening round of play that was resumed after yesterday had to be suspended because of a 2-hour delay to the event due to frost. Eric Cole started the day in the lead at 5 under, but he had a double bogey on his first hole. Bryson DeChambeau is now your leader at 4 under. He's got a one-stroke advantage over 3 other players that include Eric Cole. NBA playoffs, Game 2 Western Conference Finals. Nuggets beat the Lakers 108-103, rallying in the fourth quarter to get the win. They outscored the Lakers 32-24 in that final quarter, thanks in large part to Jamal Murray. He finished with 37 points. 23 of them came in the fourth quarter. Nikola Jokic, another triple-double for Denver as they grab a 2-0 series lead. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, opening game of the Eastern Conference Finals decided in the final seconds of the fourth overtime. Panthers beat the Hurricanes on the road 3-2 on a Matthew Tkachuk goal in sudden death. It was the 6th longest playoff game in NHL history.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll see a blend of clouds and sunshine with high temperatures approaching the mid-60s. We'll have our winds breezy out of the north, increasing to 15 to 20. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low in the upper 30s. Milder into your weekend, though. Saturday, lots of sunshine, warming up to a high of 75 degrees. And for your Sunday, mostly sunny in the low 80s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn.
Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office on the north side of the square in Broken Bow or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
46 degrees. We'll just call it hazy. The sky is very white, and you can see that haze out there. It's hard to describe. We don't normally have these conditions, but we do expect some smoke again today. Winds out of the north 5 to 10 right now. A little bit more wind this morning than yesterday. That might help push things around just a little bit more, or maybe not. Barometric pressure is at 30.24 and rising. Humidity at 75%. High yesterday was 73 with an overnight low of 44. Sunset at 8:53 this evening. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:16. You can actually walk out of the house at 5 o'clock in the morning or 5:30, and it's starting to get light out already. You don't need the porch light anymore, which is kind of nice. And our days are stretching out. Sunset tomorrow at 8:54. 7 inches and 0.10 precipitation measured so far this month. And I did listen to the Brownfield weather report this morning, and kind of talking like maybe any major rain events might be coming next time around in June. We have some scattered 20% chances here to finish out the month here and there, but he's talking like maybe another system coming in June. That would be just about perfect. Everybody could get gardens and fields planted and then get another rain.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
Yeah,
And
let's
we
hope
got
for
enough groundwater for the sprinklers to tide us over until then, for sure.
We do. Yeah. So that's all good. All right. Let's see here. I've got some information about the Ansley Public Schools while we're stopped here for a moment. They have some job openings, and they're looking for individuals who are responsible and caring individuals that are interested in working, maybe as a custodian. That would be a full-time position. A paraprofessional, which would be along with the class schedule, or kitchen staff with the school system. Wages are negotiable. The para position follows the school calendar, as we mentioned, and the custodial position is year-round, full-time, and the kitchen staff positions will be during the school year as well as the summer lunch program. If you are interested, get a hold of Gordon Goodman at 308-935-1121 or download a copy of the application from the school's website, which is ansleypublicschool.org. Their motto at Ansley Schools is, "Let's work together." This job is also listed on the Sandhills Express employment page.
Another job available right now is with House of Hugs Childcare in Broken Bow. Tammy Campbell is the owner and provider. Resumes can be sent to Tammy with an I, Tammi, Joe, J-O, Campbell at iCloud.com. Help is wanted from an experienced child care provider. You must be qualified in CPR and first aid. Fingerprints and criminal history check is required. And this might come as a shock to you, Dave, but you must have patience and you must love children. If you cannot check those boxes, I'm just going to toss this out on, it's probably not for you. So this is a full-time position. You'd work 7:15 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. Monday through Friday. Pay is $15 an hour, and this full listing can also be found on sandhillsexpress.com's employment page. Again, this is House of Hugs Childcare, looking for help from an experienced child care provider. Again, contact 870-5892 or send your resume to Tammy Joe Campbell at iCloud.com.
All right, and I think that's a good recommendation. Same with this particular job. If you work on your car or try to, or your truck, and after 5 minutes you end up throwing the tool across the shop, this may not be the job for you. But if you have been trained and you have talents in diesel mechanics, this would be the job for you, because you can go to work for a family-owned business. And this business is Central Nebraska Diesel. And they are looking for a skilled and motivated diesel mechanic to join their team. A successful candidate would be responsible for maintaining and repairing diesel engines, including trucks and heavy equipment. They have been in business since 1968, so they know what they're doing. And if you're someone out there who is really getting involved and getting started as a diesel mechanic, this would be a great place for you to work. They kind of help you along to diagnose and repair and maintain diesel engines and vehicles, including electrical and mechanical systems. You must have a valid driver's license, a strong knowledge of diesel engines and vehicle systems, and the ability to use diagnostic equipment and tools. And of course, problem solving is all about getting something fixed on the mechanic side. So they are looking for that kind of person. Also, physically able to lift heavy equipment and work in a variety of weather conditions is also part of this job. Pay will be based on experience. They are willing to train individuals who are motivated to learn, and they have a retirement package, health insurance, positive work environment, and they expect everybody on the team to respect one another and commit to the quality service that they provide. Call them. Call Brian at 308-643-2544, 308-643-2544. And again, all the details of this job is listed on the sandhillsexpress.com employment page.
Great.
We'll take a quick time out. We'll be back.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Your mornings sound better.
If you're driving in the car on the way to work, it just makes your day more enjoyable just listening to it.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
It's never too early to stock up for your Memorial Day weekend meals. Visit Gary's Superfoods in Broken Bow. 10-pound bags of Open Acres chicken leg quarters are $7.99, and boneless pork sirloin chops are $2.49 a pound. USDA choice sirloin tip roasts are $4.99 a pound. Red, yellow, orange, and green peppers are 5 for $5. For your barbecue side, our family baked beans are 3 for $5. Gary's Superfoods. Shop on South B Street in Broken Bow.
Start checking items off your warm weather to-do list with the help of Ansley Lumber and Supply. They have the materials you need. LP Smart Siding, featuring premium diamond coat technology, will protect your home for years to come. To protect from the top, ask about shingles and other roofing options. Need to rework or build a deck? Ansley Lumber has great material options there too. Strong, high-quality materials to keep your home safe and strong for years, all from their friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you along the way. Ansley Lumber and Supply, Main Street, Ansley.
Spring into new adventures in a new pair of Merrills from Bow Bootery. Right now, when you purchase a pair of Merrills, you get to register for a chance at winning a free pair. Merrills are comfortable and versatile. Walk, play, work, run, or just have fun in them. They have lots of great styles for the family and would love to help you find what style fits you and your amazing personality. Bow Bootery on the square in Broken Bow. They're proud to be your home-owned shoe store.
The morning Sandhills Drive never sounded so good.
In the mornings, we don't have to fight over the radio because it's one station.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
8:18. Casey is here from Mid-Plains Community College. Good morning.
Good morning. It's been a couple weeks since I've been here.
It has been. We were just trying to figure out. We're going to be honest about it.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Was Casey, when was the last time she was here? She said she wouldn't be here for 2 weeks. Was that last week? So when you walked in, it's all good.
There you go. Surprise. I know my schedule has been a little crazy lately.
Well,
a lot crazy.
And we don't have very good memories, so that combination is where we're at today. But graduation, you had a graduate?
Yes, yeah. My daughter graduated last week, and then the weekend before that, we were at a banquet for her, and so it's just been a little crazy here in my life for the last couple of months. But that's a great segue to remind everyone that we are still hiring at Mid-Plains Community College, because if I can't be there, then the college has to close, and we don't like to do that, but we try to make sure that I keep a little sheet up on the desk, so if somebody comes in and I'm not there, then they can leave me a message. And of course, you can always call and leave a voicemail. I know sometimes that's frustrating when you need an answer and you get a voicemail, but I try to call back as soon as I can. Or you can send me an email. That's probably even faster. So if you happen to need to get a hold of me and you can't find me, that's why.
All right. And
try those methods.
Casey, can you kind of give a little bit of an umbrella description of the job responsibilities? Because it's a really good job.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, of course. It is a full-time job. It's a 40-hour week, Monday through Friday. And on the job ad, you're going to read it, and it says flex hours, which I think that always scares people a little, because they think, well, I'm just going to be like working nights and weekends all the time. And that's not true. The flex hours just means that we have to remain flexible. The college is open approximately 70 hours a week, all told, and we have to cover that somehow. Sometimes it just means like we start a class and we get them going and everybody's in there and doing their thing, and then we leave and go home. So sometimes that position might mean that if you have a class to start at 6 o'clock that night, maybe you don't come in until 9 that day, which I know can be a little scary sometimes for like daycare schedules and things like that. But hopefully that would be, maybe an extra hour that you could use to, I don't know, get your eyes checked or get your teeth cleaned or something like that. And then, like we're always trying to be flexible with, we just want that person to get 40 hours. So if that means that they work a little longer on a Tuesday and they go home early on Friday, then that's what we do. So don't be scared when it says flex hours. I promise it's not that bad.
It's really an advantage, probably more than a deterrent.
Yes.
Probably something we should highlight. This is not a job that's just for ladies.
No.
It could be a guy who has talents in staying organized and meeting people at the front desk, and those kind of flexible hours for a guy would be nice too. So, I know typically it seems like it's been ladies who take that position, but it's equal opportunity employer, right?
Absolutely. What we're looking for is somebody who has obvious skills like punctuality and dependability, things like that. But then also creativity. That's a big part of this job, is being able to, these classes that I talk about every week, the shibori and the tie-dyes and the, all of those fun community ed classes. That's what this person really is responsible for. And if you've got a bit of creativity, some people that can bring in, different exciting topics, that's what we're looking for. So if that sounds like you, please apply. We would love to have you. We did go through a cycle of interviews, and it didn't work out last time. So we kind of took a little bit of a break. It's still up on the website, and so we're still actively looking for applications. And then the process will start again a little bit later this summer.
Okay.
I have hired a temporary assistant. She's just going to come in a few hours here and there. She's working another job, so we have to kind of work around that as well. But that will hopefully, some of those days that I have to be gone, then somebody can be there. So that's what we're kind of excited for now. But we would love to look at your applications. Now, there is an associate's degree that's required, but that's about it. So if you have that level of education and you're interested, the pay range, I'll just say, is anywhere from about $16 to $18 an hour, depends on your education.
That's very good.
I think so.
Yeah. And
full benefits that start on the very first day you work. So, yeah. It's a pretty good position.
Very good position. And what it comes to my mind is with this early retirement for teachers out there, I would think a retired teacher would be perfect for that.
That would be excellent.
Yeah.
I would love to have that, because you kind of know students and how they work, because there's a lot of interacting with the public as well, and students, and helping them. But then also that creativity side, you really get to, you can teach a class if you wanted to. Maybe you're a retired teacher that you kind of miss teaching a little bit, but you don't want to do it full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You dabble your toes in it just a little bit. So
maybe encourage some classes that they're aware of other teachers that might be able to help and teach. So
yes, absolutely.
That's just an idea.
Yes, yeah. So I'm not too worried. Our summer's a little bit slower than the regular year. I say slower. It's not really slower. It's just a different kind of busy. There's a lot of administrative tasks and things that we do to get caught up from the things that we don't have time for the rest of the year. But our students are kind of scattered to the wind. So we have a few students here and there, but most of them are either doing things online or they're maybe in an internship, something like that. So it's just a different kind of busy in the summer. But it's a great time to hire someone so that we can do some training and let them get to know the college and know the processes, and then jump in full time, full feet first, I guess, in August. So
it's kind of like prepping in the in the kitchen. Prepping in the kitchen, getting ready for the upcomings going into the fall and so forth. And
yes,
you guys are always ahead on your classes. Are any classes that you want to highlight today? Or
yes, so we have our summer nurse aid class. We talk about this every year. Always really popular. Our summer nurse aid class is always full. I actually still have 3 seats available, and this has been kind of an interesting registration period, because I've had a lot of calls on nurse aid, but then I always tell people, well, you have to stop in and you have to fill out the form, and I haven't seen those people yet.
Okay.
So there's only 3 seats left. So first come, first serve in that class. It starts next Wednesday. Again, this is nurse aid, nursing assistant, CNA, goes by a lot of different names. Starts next Wednesday, May 24th, runs 8 to 5 on Wednesdays only until the end of July. So if you're interested in taking that, you need to stop in as soon as possible and get registered for that. At least give me a call so I know to expect you. So because once those 3 seats are gone, they are.
That's it.
That's it. Yes.
Okay.
So we can't add more to that. And then the other one that I want to mention is our monthly CPR class, which is coming up next Friday. And I know that this is the Friday right before Memorial Day, but it's the last Friday of the month. So, and that's what we try to do. It is May 26th, next Friday from 9 to 2. And this is our Heart Saver CPR. So if you've been talking about getting your CPR renewed or getting certified in CPR, I heard you talking about a job with Tammy Sponel this morning at the daycare. You might need to be CPR certified in order to do that. So if you walked in with a resume that said you were already CPR certified, bet she'd be excited about that.
Yeah.
So this is a great opportunity. We do this every month. At the end of the month, the last Friday of the month, we try to. You can register for CPR online, or you can give me a call and I can get you registered over the phone. It is $65, and it covers the class, the book, and your CPR card. So if you're interested in that, we have a couple people. I think I have 4 registered for that right now, and we can take up to 9. We like to have 5. We would love to have just one more, just to it kind of evens things out for us. And we have the folks that are registered for that. They really need to take it this time. So we're really pushing hard to get at least one or more people to register for that, so that we make sure that it's ready to go. So
okay.
Yeah, so those are kind of the upcoming things that we've got going on. I will mention that, I talked about stop in right away, but I do have to attend a funeral today. And so the college will be closed after 10 this morning. But I'll be back on Monday and happy to help.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for getting us back on track. Now we know.
I know.
We know your schedule now.
I know. I'm afraid there's might be a few more Fridays this summer that I'm going to be out of town or gone. But
that's summertime. We're okay with that.
You never know. Maybe my little temporary assistant gal that's coming in, maybe she'll be radio happy. So.
Yeah. Well, she'd be more than welcome to come in.
She might be listening to this going, what?
Just tell her we don't bite.
I will tell her.
All right. Thank you, Casey.
Yes,
Mid Plains Community College. We got a little music from Marty Stewart coming up. Marty Stewart, I've been around. That good rockabilly tune there for you on a Friday. Jeremy, was it hazy out there when you came in, or could you tell?
I couldn't quite tell yet this morning when I walked in.
Good little.
And then I haven't looked outside since. I've been sitting here.
Well, we got some guys that just came in. Rick Nelson is here. He brought a special guest as well. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Dave.
How are you doing?
A little hazy. No, it's a little hazy outside. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as bad this morning as it was yesterday, but the wind's blowing a little bit more.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, by about 6 or 7 last night, I felt my eyes starting to kind of...
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
We were sitting on the patio and decided we might go inside, which was kind of a shame because the Cardinals were calling one another, and that really gets me going when the Cardinals
it does.
I was actually trying to imitate it was the male. He was up on top of.
Were you talking to the birds?
Well, I was trying. My wife gets kind of embarrassed. The next door neighbor has blue jays. I think he feeds. He has a special sound he makes, and they come in and he feeds them.
Really? Calls them in?
Yeah. And if it wasn't for Custer Public Power, there wouldn't be as many places for birds to call one another. Because this cardinal was on top of an electric pole last night calling out for some friendship.
I'll bet. And you were answering.
I was trying. He flew away, so I must not have got...
For the friendship part, or no?
Wow.
Oh!
I'm not going to go there, Rick.
I know. I'm already starting to embarrass Jason a little bit.
Yeah. Jason, how you doing?
He doesn't know how to take this, I don't.
It's not serious, Jason.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's a true story about the birds. Don't get me wrong.
Not about the friendship part, though.
Yeah, I like listening to birds talk back and forth. It's pretty amazing, really.
It's calming.
Yeah. My wife said something the other day. Jason, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
And we were out on the porch, and she said, "Do you remember when you were young and you used to listen to birds call one another, how exciting that was, how beautiful it was?" And I said, "Well, isn't it as beautiful now as it was back then?" And she kind of indicated it was more exciting when she was younger to listen to birds call, and at this point in life. You have any thoughts on that, Jason?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of avoid that one a little bit, but I will be married 20 years later this year, so maybe you can give me a few pointers after the radio show, because I'm sure you've been married a lot longer than I have.
Yes. Yeah, I don't even want to. Well, I should be proud to say over 50 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well done.
Yeah. And we...
Thank goodness for Joan.
Yeah, couldn't have did it without her.
Wow.
So, do you want to get serious about electricity?
You know what? Brought Jason in here for one reason only. Well, no, actually for a couple reasons. But we're doing some work down by Mason City, Cumro. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So we are getting ready to start our annual pole inspections for 2023. And this year, the areas that we're going to be inspecting poles, as Rick mentioned, is out of our Mason City substation and our Cumro substation. So we're going to be inspecting approximately 5,700 distribution poles in that area, and that will include the town of Mason City. And then we're also going to be inspecting our transmission line from our Sherbeck substation, which is just right on the northwest side of Ansley, down to our Mason City substation. And there's about 130 transmission structures in that stretch of line that we'll be inspecting as well.
Man, that's quite a job. Can you kind of give the folks out there an idea of what you're looking for when you do that inspection?
Yeah, so we have a contractor that we have had a long history with, and they do a really good job for us. SBS Inspections out of Colorado, and the plan is they're going to start around the 1st of June, and those inspections will go through maybe August, or just depends on how long it takes them to get them all completed. But basically what they do is they come in and they go to every single distribution or transmission pole that we have provided them maps to go inspect for us. and they do a visual inspection of each pole. You know, they're checking the pole tops to see if there's any loose hardware or loose ground wire or anything hanging from the pole that shouldn't be there. They're looking for, you know, trees that might have grown into the power line and giving us reports on that. And then they're also looking at the structural integrity of the pole down at the ground line. They'll dig down approximately 18 inches into the ground, and they'll do some core testing of the internal components of that pole and see if it has any rot or any decay or anything like that. And then they'll determine whether or not that pole is okay to leave in service, or if it's a pole that has, you know, come to the end of its life and needs to be changed out.
That's pretty extensive, and it would take a while, I think, to cover the amount of territory you were talking about, to do that good of an inspection on each area.
Yeah, it does. It takes them a while, but it is pretty impressive on how quickly they can move, you know, especially with a lot of our lines being across private right-of-way through pastures and whatnot. They'll use four-wheelers, and sometimes they even have to, you know, go on foot if it's inaccessible with a pickup or a four-wheeler. But they do a real good job of contacting the landowners and letting them know they're going to be in there, and you know, opening and closing gates and leaving those the way they find them. So, yeah, we always stress that.
And I think that was going to be one of my questions is, I know you're talking about it because you want people to know they're coming, but they'll try their best to advance contact the folks.
Right. Yeah. We send what we call door knockers with them. So it's just a little pamphlet, you know, that says that they've either been there or they're going to be there, and they'll leave those, you know, in the door or on mailbox or on the windshield of a vehicle or whatnot, just to kind of let everybody know that they're out there, or they will be out there. And we also do give them Custer Power signage to put on the side of their vehicles to kind of give everybody a heads up that they're out there doing work for us.
It sounds like you do everything you can to make it as smooth as possible. Then when if they find poles that are needing replacement, they mark those for you, and then how soon do you start replacement, or is kind of in your plans?
So yeah, there's different types of rejected poles, and yes, you're right, they'll mark every one of them that needs to be replaced for us. And then we have what we call priority poles, which is kind of a danger pole that needs attention right away. So those poles we do change out immediately as soon as they make the phone call to me, as soon as they find it, and we make arrangements to go get it changed out. The other poles that are rejected, we get to them just as quickly as our schedule allows.
Okay. And is that inspection poles only? You mentioned the hardware, the wire itself. Did they report on that?
They will if they find a fray or something in the line, and if they notice that, they give us a really nice detailed report of every single pole or every single span of wire. So it's a lot of data that we collect that we can use then for maintenance.
Yeah, you mentioned tree growth. That's always an ongoing job out there for you guys, and I assume they report that to you, and then either you go out or you have crews go out to that area. I imagine availability of labor to do that is something that you have to kind of manipulate a little bit.
Yeah, as far as trees go, we have our own guys do some of that tree trimming and clearing, and then we also have contractors each year that we, you know, utilize their services as well.
Isn't it kind of amazing, even in, you know, the communities that the folks are living in, when you plant a tree, you think there's enough room here, this won't bother anything, and they get a lot bigger than you think they are going to get. Next thing you know, they're next to a power line. It just happens a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's even incredible just in the 20 years that I've worked at Custer Power, and you know, I used to be on the construction crew, and I remember building some of those lines where, just like you said, there was a short cedar tree or pine tree or something, and now you drive back by there and it's like, oh man, that's a problem now. So, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. Well, and you know, you just mentioned being married 20 years, so time goes by pretty quickly, and trees grow faster than we think they do. But that's a real problem to have those touching. I know, Rick, you've talked about it before.
Yeah. And Jamie and Cindy have lined up the tree contractors for this year, so they're out there getting after it here pretty quick. One of the things while we were talking, I think it might be advantageous, Jason, to broaden this a little bit. You know, roughly how many poles do we have out there?
Oh man, you know, I was afraid that question was going to come up.
So it's in that 70,000 range.
Oh yeah,
70,000.
And so a couple of statistics that kind of stick in my head. So the majority of the poles were put in the 50s and 60s, and even some in the 40s, and they're still out there today. And one of the reasons they're still out there today is this little program that we do helps to get that pole, that longevity, because they'll dig up pole rots where it's moist and where air can get to it. So that's the top, foot of the ground level. So they dig down and they check that, and then if it shows a little bit, if not, then we put some wrap on there. But out of that 70+ thousand poles that we have, we try to treat them about every 12 years. And so that's if you think about it. So let's say a pole costs $70,000 or $1,000 to replace, and you got 70,000 of them. That's a really big dollar figure.
That's a lot of money.
And so what we spend on maintenance, I call this maintenance, pole testing, is fairly cheap compared to changing the pole out after it's rotten. So we try to catch it before it gets too bad, and I think Jason even talked about, they may shave some of the bad stuff away and then put a wrap around it, or some kind of preservative, and try to get the longevity out of it, because it's a huge asset we have in the field, and we don't want those going bad.
Yeah.
And so that, to put a broader sense on it, that's kind of why we're out there, and that's kind of it's just a huge dollar figure if you think about trying to change each one of those out, and what's a good, how long does a post last in a fence line?
Yeah. I'm going to switch gears on you a little bit, and I don't know, Jason, if you can answer this, or Rick, but hasn't been that long ago, the awful fires up north, and I know that's you guys' territory, and when the fires were going up north of Anselmo, I'm sure from what we heard, it got very, very hot. I mean, it turned sand into glass in spots up there. Is there some damage up there that you have to repair up in the north part of the county?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There was. I think we lost between 5 and 10 poles in the fire, I believe. And I noticed we had a decent amount, about 2,000 feet of conductor charged out as well. So I know some of the conductor was damaged in the fire as well that we needed to replace.
Yeah. Wow.
But all in all, we ended up pretty good.
Yeah.
Because that was, like you said, hot and big
and a lot of acres.
A lot of acres.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. That's the unexpected ones. The ones you're talking about is general maintenance to keep from getting behind on that, making sure they're not unstable, and that in itself can prevent fires. The hardware, the lines, the poles, and so forth. It's not only the saving the poles, it might be preventing an accident.
Or reducing or providing a little bit more strength for windstorms, ice storms, all that kind of
too.
stuff.
Yeah.
So it all plays into it. It's a kind of an animal of itself. If you pay a little bit of attention to it, then that seems to do better, and that's kind of the basis behind maintenance. So
yeah, if you're just tuning in, folks, we're talking with Custer Public Power, Jason Chaplin and Rick Nelson.
Yes.
And we're talking about maintenance of poles and lines, and I wanted to ask you, Jason, are there other projects? I know when they go out there and I identify those problems, and you got to go fix those. Or some of the other summer projects that's going on that you might tell us about, or is there some other things going on?
Oh boy, yeah, we've got a lot of projects going on for sure.
Loaded question, huh?
It is. Well, yeah, but it's good to be busy for sure. We're still working on completing our irrigation projects for this spring, trying to get those all finished up here in the next several weeks. Then we have quite a few just small projects, for stock wells or projects up at the lake for new, or up at the Calamus for new cabins and camper sites and whatnot. Then, we also have a bunch of our own projects that we like to do in addition, to these pole inspections and whatnot. We'll have tree bypass projects and underground replacement projects and different projects like that. So, we're busy all year long. If we're not working on customer projects, we're working on our own to improve our own system.
So a couple things we have going on. We have a pretty big build to a customer over in North Platte area. Moving right along with that one as we speak. Another one is a irrigation project that we're working on south of Arnold. Quite a few number of lines, quite a few irrigation wells. I think Jason's put together a meeting coming up with some landowners over by south of Sargent for maybe a 24 project. One of the things, so I got asked this the other day, are you guys staying busy? And I said, well, yeah, we're really busy, but we're busy enough to use up all of our material.
I got you.
Because we're still in that little, we've talked about that, we're still in a supply chain issue, transformers. We were back in 22, throughout 22, we said, well, what can we get in to do in 23, and then let's put that into the budget. And so we got that in there, and we're busy.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch to do, and by the way, we still have some poles to change out from the last inspection. So.
Oh, you're still working on it.
So
full circle.
We've got plenty of work out there.
Yeah. How many in this department, or how many's on the crew that goes out and does this? Is there a?
So goes out and takes a look at it. Well, Jason has.
When Jason's crew, how many people are under your supervision, Jason?
4.
Four. So you got all that going on, and just in your department, you got you and 4 other guys.
Well.
So I have 2 staking techs.
It gets tighter than that.
Yeah. I have 2 staking techs that actually go out into the field and meet with the customers or stake the projects in the field, and then we have back in the office, we have Nicole Bailey, who is our GIS specialist, and Johanna Wassam, who is our engineering assistant. So, those 2 ladies, they definitely keep everything together for us. So, and keep me on the right path. So,
that's good.
They're important.
Teamwork. Yeah,
for sure.
And the guys in the field, get out there and get after it as well.
Yeah.
So, but it's. Got enough to do.
I guess you don't really have time to worry about the birds.
But let's take this maybe to the next level.
Okay.
I've never really been one to shy away from maybe using some new technology, and we're not the kind of people. So Custer's always been that way. I think we were the first public power district in Nebraska to put up T2 conductor. And this was back in 1986. And how do I know that? Because I was a young kid putting it up between Myrna and Arnold.
Back in the day. Huh?
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So we've done a little bit of research, and there's some opportunity for a new kind of conductor that, I hate to throw out, smart grid and that kind of thing, but this is a really, really, really smart conductor.
How so?
Well, Jason went to a meeting yesterday, and is just chomping at the bit to talk about it.
Oh boy, yeah. So this could get kind of nerdy. I don't know. Just talking about this, but-
Oh, you're in the right spot.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, like it's really crazy to think that the conductor that we're putting in today, that technology was actually invented back in 1908. So it's very old. And yeah, so now there's this new type of conductor. As Rick mentioned, it's a smart conductor. Instead of having a steel reinforced core to it, that's what we've been putting up, for years and years and years. This new conductor has a carbon fiber core to it, and then it has aluminum strands wrapped around it in like a triangular form. It's a round conductor, but the strands of conductor are like trapezoidal. I don't know if I said that word right, but
So they all fit together.
technology,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Thank you.
It's like a puzzle almost.
Uh-huh.
And this new conductor, it's just incredible what it can do. You don't have to do it, utilize it this way, but it can have a strand of fiber, actually, like fiber optics actually run through it.
Oh my goodness.
To where it's actually acting like a nerve, in our body that senses everything that's going on to that conductor out there while it's hanging in the air. So it could, using, your SCADA system, you could be able to monitor this conductor, and it can tell you the ambient temperature of the conductor. It can tell you if there's a tree, that's grown up into the conductor, and it sees that as load or faults or whatever. If somebody were to accidentally or purposely shoot the conductor, it could tell you that something has damaged it, and it'll tell you exactly where it is, so you could see that and drive right to that spot to make the needed repairs. So it's pretty incredible technology. It's pretty new technology, but it's really fascinating on just how, that's come to be.
Oh man, Jason, Jeremy, I'm not going to call Jeremy a nerd, but I can see his eyes getting really big thinking about that fiber and technology with that. Jeremy, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Carbon fiber core. Carbon fiber's been around for a long time. I don't know if anybody's actually put it into a conductor. And so there's technology that allows that to happen. So nothing Jason has talked about is actually just new. All those components have been around. It's just nobody's put them together.
Put them to work together.
And put them together like this. So,
Wow.
so although it's brand new, it's new technology. All the stuff that's going into it's not new. It just fashioned differently.
So what spurred all of these technologies that existed to come together? Was someone just say, hey, we should try this, and went for it? Or
I think that's probably true.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to make it better. You can imagine how much advance notice you'll get on problems ahead, right, or problems occurring.
Yeah.
So talk about the temperature thing.
Oh yeah. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Here in central Nebraska, where we are at, one of our biggest fears is ice loading. And during ice storms, ice and wind is a horrible combination for conductor and poles, and always creates a lot of damage. And this new conductor, what they're telling us is you can actually run it hot, meaning you could increase the temperature, the operating temperature of that conductor to where it is actually melting the ice off the line. And that is just mind-blowing.
How does it know that?
With that fiber optic cable that's running through the
And all
core of
those
the conductor.
components together. And wow, it's kind of like, we try to heat up our antennas up on the tower to keep them from freezing up. It's kind of the same thing, only way more advanced.
Well, it's something that's out there, and
wow, that's amazing.
I think I would be remiss if we didn't take a look at it, because it falls under part of the Infrastructure Act, and so there is money available to not only install this conductor, but pay for everything else that goes along with it. So from our customer's perspective, this conductor does cost a little bit more, but I think at the end of the day, we would get some cost savings by using some money that's available to rebuild some of our infrastructure. And so taking a hard look at it.
Well, there was a little question mark a few years back when you were talking about going with digital meters and not reading the meters manually anymore. And look what we do now. I mean, it's but that really, you can see the savings there. If you could save a whole line of poles and wire from a blizzard, it wouldn't take long to pay for itself.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, right. Yeah.
Snapping off poles is an ugly thing for everybody, but for you guys, that's got to look terrible. Take that weight off of there, and man, that's pretty amazing.
Jeremy, what's going? What do you got turning?
Well,
in
I'm
there?
just thinking about, you talk about how it can cost more money, but there's money available. I think what it all comes down to is, people are going to appreciate the fact that it keeps their power on.
Well,
we can all say what we want about it.
At the end of the day, we're about reliability and we're about cost.
Yeah.
And we're also about doing it safely. So if we got a project that touches all three of those, I think it's a good project.
Yeah.
Man, it's just that light switch right behind Jeremy there. We just want to turn it on and expect the lights to come on.
Yeah.
and we get really spoiled, but when Mother Nature gets rough, that can change and really cut water availability in the country, and the list goes on and on.
Yep.
You know what? We've went 30 minutes.
I can't believe it. So
and that was like we're going to talk a little bit about pole maintenance today. And we started with birds, but
birds.
Maybe I should.
It's all for the birds.
Yeah, it's all good. I wanted to just real quick before we close ask you to talk a little bit about the 2023 scholarship winners. Custer Public Power Line Worker Scholarship recipients were Slate McKeel, Sargent, and Trey Herbert of Broken Bow.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Really excited about that. Yeah. This is well over 10 years in a row that we've given away 2 scholarships each year. And we're pretty proud of that. We bring back these kids, these guys and gals to intern with us in the summertime, and it's kind of an honor to have to be able to do that and be able to provide for our industry some added labor, but added people. And everybody that comes out of our service territory, I'm a little biased, but we're good people here, and they're good linemen wherever they land, and if they land here, then we're 100% grateful. But,
especially pleased.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
It's pretty huge. We got the camp coming up. Camp Kamika is going to be the location of the 4-H camp. And so,
that will continue then, that's for sure.
Yep. Just exciting stuff.
No kidding. Gosh, this has been fun. We've learned a lot today, and exciting possibilities there that you guys were talking about. And it's good to know a little bit more about what goes into keeping those poles and lines solid and serving. So.
So just to recap real quick, this pole maintenance that we're doing down in Mason City, Cumro area, it's a pain. Just don't shoot the pickup that has the sign on it that says Custer Power. That's what I worry about, because you don't recognize it. It's not around here. What's it doing? I get that.
Yeah.
So just we sent letters out to landowners so they know we're coming. This is one little cog in the great big wheel of maintenance that we do across the system, and I think that's financially prudent for us to do that. And then we're looking at new conductor that that has a lot of promising attributes to it, and if we can get that at pennies on the dollar, we're going to maybe go after that. So
all right,
we're excited.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Jason, nice to have you in.
Yeah, thank you.
Also, just wanted to compliment you before we closed on your deviled eggs, Rick. The jalapenos were especially good.
Were they?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know, Shannon may have went into like a coma. She must have ate.
That one day, I think she ate like 8 or 9 of those things. She was getting after it.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I know you well enough, Jason. Any hunting or fishing going on in your life?
Right now it's just all about baseball, I think. So.
Yeah, I bet so, bro.
Yeah.
That's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. They're fun to watch, for sure.
Well, it's just getting started. I'm sure we'll see you around.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, thanks.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. There's a bail hearing in Massachusetts today for the 21-year-old Air National Guardsman accused of leaking sensitive government documents online. CBS's Catherine Herridge says the government's goal is a plea deal.
In these national security leak investigations, they generally don't want to go to trial because it can expose more government secrets.
Surprise announcement in Japan. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky will make an appearance Sunday to plead for new military support. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer from Hiroshima.
The fact that he's showing up in person is sensational, of course, but it's also going to eclipse some of the other items that should have been high on the agenda here.
Disney's scrapping plans to build a new tech campus in Florida amid an ongoing battle with Governor DeSantis. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings is disappointed.
No business or corporation now within the state of Florida wants to find themselves in the position that Disney is in today.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Bryson DeChambeau is at the top of the leaderboard at the PGA Championship. He is currently 4 under par, and there is a 3-way tie for second place between Dustin Johnson, Scotty Scheffler, and Corey Connors. Last night in the NBA, Jamal Murray had a slow start but came alive in the fourth quarter for the Nuggets.
Murray has it. He goes to the left hand. He stops inside the arc. Back on top, Jeff Green. Back over to Murray. 5 on the clock. Murray against Anthony Davis. He got to shoot it for 3. Yeah! Timeout Lakers. Denver up by 4.
Nuggets Radio Network on the call. Denver ended up beating LA 108-103. Jamal Murray had 23 points in the fourth quarter alone for a total of 37 points, while Nikola Jokic added another triple-double, 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 12 assists.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll see a blend of clouds and sunshine with high temperatures approaching the mid-60s. We'll have our winds breezy out of the north, increasing to 15 to 20. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low in the upper 30s. Milder into your weekend, though. Saturday, lots of sunshine, warming up to a high of 75 degrees. And for your Sunday, mostly sunny in the low 80s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Cattlemen, spring is here and things are starting to green up. But alongside the good green like pasture grass and trees come the bad greens. Musk thistles, mullenweed, buckbrush, and other weeds. Let Aero Aviation help you get the bad green under control this spring. They use the latest in aircraft and GPS technology and crop protection products while keeping the good green in your pocket. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim today and schedule spring spraying with Aero Aviation, 872-5113.
Spring and summer fun is upon us. Here at Team Physical Therapy, we want to get you ready and keep you healthy all year long. If you are having trouble getting back into shape, call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111. We are highly trained in sports injuries that you may be experiencing. Whether it's a muscle strain, shin splints, foot, knee, or shoulder pain, let your movement rehabilitation specialist get you in shape for summer fun. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Here's what it's like to use. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
8 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. It is 49 degrees outside and hazy. Winds out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour here this morning. Afif is here from the bonfire. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. Stopped by on last Saturday and had a wonderful meal in the pub. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we had a good time and enjoyed the meal.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what every chef wants to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So, I forgot to hang up the phone again. Here comes there. What?
I just
do
did that
on
last time
purpose.
too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Grant and Kristen are pretty good at shutting that phone off. It's like a daily routine.
Yeah, it's
for
just
them.
about every day.
He's pretty quick at it too.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. It's just like you guys running around in the kitchen, right?
Oh yeah. I'm going to start GoProing the kitchen and showing people what goes on in there. You know, we were in South America recently and we were GoProing a lot of our activities, and I fell in love with that thing. But it'd be fun to go in the kitchen and show the people a daily day in the kitchen, you know, what goes on in the kitchen any given day. The cook's preparing, doing what we call mise en place, which is a preparation for the night, and me making desserts or what have you, you know, so people get a peek.
Yeah.
Of what goes on, because when you're sitting in the dining room, it should be very relaxed, hopefully, and tranquil. Kitchen, I wouldn't say it's chaos, but you know, people that have come into the kitchens, not here, but in other restaurants that I've worked at in hotels, we have what's called the chef's table, which is incredibly challenging for the cooks because there's actually a customer that will sit in the kitchen. They make a little area in the kitchen for whichever guest want to be there that night. Can sit there and actually watch the whole presentation as it's being done. They're served right there in the kitchen.
Oh.
So they have to watch their P's and Q's when there's customers back there. Kitchens can be pretty colorful at times, I'll say that.
It's kind of like that Gordon Ramsay show.
Right.
Where they've got
Well, I don't
whole,
think
the
Gordon-
whole open front.
Right.
But I think part of the appeal with that show is they expect the cussing and anger.
Yeah, no, that's not for small town America. That's Gordon Ramsay. No, you know, it's a different world in the kitchen, that's for sure. I mean, I don't care if you're working in high-end cuisine or any kitchen. They're under the fire of many customers coming at once. So it's a lot of fun to train them and teach them how to stay focused and on task. And it takes time, you know. Most of America's short order cooking, I wouldn't say most, a lot of smaller places in rural areas, they're used to short order cooking. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not what you want when you're doing scratch cooking and fine cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the challenge.
Well, I just wonder about how this works because there's certain times of the day that you're going to be busy, or you're going to be busy, and then it stretches out a little bit, maybe on either end of the dinner time or lunchtime and so forth. So you know you got to ramp up.
Right.
How much prep? I think sometimes people forget. Maybe they wonder, but I oftentimes think they forget how long the pre-work is to have that ready to go during those periods of time.
You know, again, it depends on the time of the year. Obviously, we're entering a very busy time of the year in the summertime, so everything that's on that menu has to be pre-prepared, not cooked. Some items are cooked, for instance, rice and things of this nature, the starches. But everything else has to be cleaned in terms of meat, has to be cut to the right ounce that's on the menu. So there's a lot of preparation. All your sauces are pre-made unless they're sauce à la minute, which means you're doing them in the sauté skillet. Sauté, you know, we have quite a few sauté items on the menu now, and we're selling quite a few, so I'm pleased. You know, the new menu is being received well, and I've combined a lot of pasta dishes in there. Pasta is always good, it's always fast, and it's something that is filling. But we've also introduced different cuts of meats that aren't typical, one being the pork skewers, I mentioned that before. But the smoked beefs, tacos more a style that they have in Mexico, not ground beef. Same with the Nacho Supreme. We're giving you actual smoked chuck that's later braised with Mexican peppers and things of this nature. So it's nice in that sense. It's more authentic.
Yeah, yeah. Let me dig a little deeper into the weeds here on the prep side of it. How do you know how much to order of the food that you're preparing? I mean, you got a walk-in cooler, I assume, and you have storage, but is that a real balancing act?
Sure it is. I wish I had a crystal ball to tell you what we're going to do every day. Food, you have to be careful with the food because obviously there's a shelf life. You can't order a lot of food and expect it to stay forever. You gauge it by, a lot of it is feel, a lot of it is previous years, a lot of it is the momentum you're starting to see in the dining room, if you're starting to fill the dining room on a regular basis. Unfortunately, some things do run out. We're not in a big city where you can get deliveries 3 and 4 times a week. Here you have to gauge around twice a week. You gauge buying more food when there's more events in town. Or, again, the summertime when storages happens, all the traffic that goes in. So, yes, it's a guess. It's a balancing act, and sometimes you get bit.
Yeah, I think that comes with it.
That comes, I think, any business,
Yeah,
when you're forecasting, the forecast might be too optimistic or too pessimistic sometimes. You just got to play that.
Well, then you're dealing with human nature, so you don't really know what's going on with people out there totally. I mean, you have events coming up, but are they going to be doing something else somewhere else? Or are they all going to come to town? It's kind of a shot in the dark in some ways.
Sure, and the economy can affect it as well. When things get tough, people don't eat out as much. I've lowered prices on the menu. We're working, on things that might be more attracting and appealing to the people so they can eat out more often. In blue-collar America, which is mostly what this town is, it's a working-class town, fast food, even the cost of fast food has gone up.
It has.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't consider your burgers fast food from what I've seen.
No, we press them, we make them nice. We make them fresh, we make them nice, we make them from Angus. And, that's something that's definitely a staple.
Yeah, and you've had some different choices there as far as the burgers go?
I changed from the old menu, but anytime anybody wants something on a burger, we'd be happy to accommodate.
I
Sure.
see. Okay.
Before we had what I felt was too many offerings on the burger, too much on the menu. Since I did divide the menu, before it was one menu for lunch and dinner, I added quite a few things, and there's only so much printing space on a menu because they're rather large as far as the options you have at dinner and at lunch.
Okay, all right. I know you're working on it, and I don't want to press you on it, but
I know it's coming.
Pastries?
Yes, it's really on my mind. Here's the deal with that. Once you get a new menu in and a new crew, it takes time to train them to where there's, they got the task done. For me to open the bakery, I have to remove myself from the hot end of the kitchen for some period of time while I'm doing all that. And I'm not there yet, but I will be very soon. Before the summer's up, they will see that pastry cabinet with their goodies.
All right.
You'll hold me to
I'll
it.
hold you to it. No, I won't. I'll just keep asking you until you say, Dave, shut up. Don't do that.
The nagging will continue.
Yeah. So Mother's Day, you had a buffet, and I understand that went really well.
Yeah, it was nice. We had a nice turnout, I understand there was more people open this year, more businesses open this year to serve, but we had a nice turnout, and it was received well.
Good. So tourist season, as you mentioned, on the brink. People are getting out of school. They're going to start hitting the road, and they're going to start coming up the Black Hills. And next thing you know, we'll blink and the motorcycles will be going through. But it's always busier in the summer. People stop and stay. The Arrow Hotel and Suites is a very well-known stop along the route. And I guess one of the things that I think that you probably pride yourself on is making sure those people, when they stay there, have something good to eat
meal
while they're there.
Yeah, for sure. The 6 years I was there previous, I was amazed how many times we'd have those repeat customers coming through on the way to Sturgis or other events, and they would remember us, and I would remember them. It was nice to see that. So yeah, it is a stop. It is on the roads, and we do get a lot of that traffic, thankfully. And it does really increase the business in the summertime.
All right, you're ready for it.
Oh, you betcha.
How you fixed for help?
We're doing good. We're doing good. You know, I'll always take applications. A lot of the help leaves us when school starts. But yes, we're doing good for now through the summer. But if you're interested in coming to work for us, by all means, I'll sit down and chat with you.
All right. You want to go through your hours real quick again? Your days and hours as far as...
No. Oh, my days and hours as far as the hours. I thought
not
you
for
meant my
yourself.
personal hours.
Oh, you mean, I know it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're open until 9 o'clock through the weekdays and 10 o'clock on the weekends.
All right.
We start, for the guests that are staying there, they start getting breakfast at 6 in the morning. Otherwise, we open at 11 o'clock for lunch.
Okay.
Okay.
Fief, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. We'll take a quick time out. We'll continue with these words on a Friday.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Good morning to you.
Varney Health Mart in Broken Bow is excited to see you throughout May. They have the allergy, pain, and stomach relief products you're looking for. Make sure to browse their circular for specials. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and Saturday, 8:30 until 12:30. Varney Health Mart, located just across the street from the square in downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Tuning into the high school football game, monitoring the incoming storm, catching your favorite country music. These are just a few of the reasons more than 80 million Americans depend on AM radio each month. Did you know AM radio is the backbone of the emergency alert system, keeping the public safe in dangerous times? No matter what the reason, KCNI Pure Country is here to serve you. We encourage you to text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in vehicles. Text AM to 52886.
It is 9:19 as we roll along here. Again, we want to remind you that we will be bringing you more track coverage from the state track meet in Omaha at Omaha Burke Stadium. Brent Apperson will be going on at 11 o'clock today. Now, on Saturday, he'll start a little earlier, I think, Jeremy. He's going to go on air like 10, right?
Yeah, 10 o'clock. And he did tell me that he's planning today to do, actually, I should look up to make sure that I get this correct. He's going to be doing some extra reports throughout the day today. The 2, 3, and 4 o'clock hours, he's planning on doing 2 reports.
Oh, okay.
Each of those hours today. Got some great sponsorship, and we want to make sure that those sponsors get what they were promised as far as making those reports available. So you're going to be extra informed today. 2 reports an hour for those hours I mentioned, 2, 3, and 4 o'clock. So he's going to keep it pretty busy on that end and bring lots of content your folks' way. And really with the pace that track meet moves along at, 2 reports an hour will keep you super informed. If you're unable to be there today, you know, maybe you're going for the last day of competition tomorrow as like a casual viewer or just to cheer on people from the area. You can be informed on everything today. So tune in.
All right, very good. And then, as we mentioned, later in the afternoon on KCNI, hopefully right after lunch, we'll have some interviews for you and run through the rest of the day that we'll be putting together with participants, contestants out at the junior high state rodeo finals. I always get radio and rodeo turned around.
Two very different things.
Yeah, very different. And we'll be looking forward to talking to some of the young athletes out there today and getting them on the air for you. All of this we're talking about is only made possible through the sponsorship. And I'm looking at the list of track sponsors. It's amazing. A very nice list also of folks who want to get the kids on the air over on KCNI from the junior high rodeo. So we wouldn't be able to do this without these sponsors.
Yeah, and you know, we kind of always, you know, crack jokes about, you know, putting Brent up in a hotel room and, you know, paying for gas and stuff like that. But that's all very true, as much as we might joke about it. You know, when Brent goes to cover those things, the things he does day to day here need covered, and then it all just kind of cascades down. So it not only helps in sending Brent in order to do those things, it helps us here at the station be able to cover the information that you folks want to hear. And, what I always say is, when you buy a specific sponsorship to something that we do here at the station, it's easy to think, I'm only helping out with that one thing. The money that you're helping with these sponsorships, is for that one thing, but it also supports the news coverage, the weather coverage that's 24 hours when severe weather comes in. All the stuff we do here, when we gather sponsorship for these different things, it all helps out the entire effort. Everything you see from sandhillsexpress.com all the way through to on the air and in between, it all goes to the same effort.
All to the same cause. And it's all melded in together, and yes, you pay the electric bill, you keep the cars going, and believe it or not, Brent expects to be paid some extra for going down there. I just don't understand.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, he wants a little bit of extra money for being away from his family for 4 days.
That's
in
ridiculous.
Omaha. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Well, he's going to need some extra money because I mowed his lawn the other day and I haven't sent him his bill yet.
You're going to invoice him?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Type that one into QuickBooks?
Yes. Dave's lawn and knife sharpening business.
Now, just make sure you keep your charge of him under $600 unless you have an official LLC. Otherwise, the tax man come after you.
Well, if I mow it again before he gets home, it's going to be close.
Oh, man.
All right. We have a few more things we want to talk about. Let's see here. Oh, the Nebraska Department of Transportation has some job openings at Ansley and Broken Bow as they need some highway maintenance workers. And they offer training and career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, a work-life balance, comprehensive benefits package, including matching retirement contribution. And they reward their employees for the hard work that they put in with friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. You need to apply online for this job. Think about those benefits, a good hourly rate. It's at statejobs.nebraska.gov, and they are an equal opportunity veterans preference employer.
I want to talk about universal insurance. On and off with our guests here in the studio today, we've been talking about farming and ranching and how busy a time it is right now. But any time, no matter how busy you are, is a good time to call Universal Insurance to get a review going and have them look at your coverage. Kind of insurance is one of those things, whether we like to admit it or not. When you're feeling pretty comfortable about where you're at, you don't really want to think about it all that much. And even though you're comfortable and it's something that you can just pay for and forget about, there might be something that's slipping through the cracks, and when you need insurance to come through for you the most, it's not going to. And you don't discover those things until you accomplish that review. So call Universal Insurance in Broken Bow, 872-6438, or swing by their office right off Highway 2 in Broken Bow and get one of those reviews started. They are a division of GTA Insurance Group, and right now more than ever, it's good to have options. That means better coverage and a better cost for your money with Universal Insurance.
Our chat box this morning, good morning, Steve, and Butch McGinn dropped by. Good morning. Good morning to you folks.
Do you tell us where he's listening to from this time around?
Not today. He just said good morning.
Yeah. All right. Good
morning,
morning,
Might be
Butch.
at home. Might be up on Rifle Creek. I don't know.
There you go.
All right. One of the things that we've been talking about for quite a while now, we're going to keep bringing it forward because it's so important. There have been community members that have taken it on themselves to make a resource available and bring awareness to mental health and the importance of reaching out when treatment is needed. This website has been created. It is mhpcc.org, both in English and now Spanish versions, and it's a text page. There's nothing complicated or tough about getting to it and reading it. It's just a resource of services available in this area. If you are having some mental stress, maybe feeling really down and really up and getting depressed, this might be something that can get you in the right direction to get some help. Or if you know someone who is suffering from those same symptoms, whether it be somebody in your workplace, your family, your church. It doesn't matter. Everybody doesn't. There's no real pattern here to the mental illness, how it affects people. So just kind of watch out for one another. And if you think somebody needs it or you need it, again, that's mhpcc.org. And there's resources there for you, phone numbers and email, website information that can get you headed in the right direction.
Yep, we've got to kind of push aside that thinking to where we're just only going to talk about these things when there's a problem that arises. It's better to talk about it before said problems happen.
Yep, and there's things that go into this, like unexpected things in life, maybe some prescription drugs that are affecting you that you're not sure of. There might be some alcohol issues there. They'll talk to you about everything that goes into that mental illness factor. All right, let's switch gears and talk about, this is a good way to kind of bring yourself up as well. A good outing, an enjoyable time is a good way to kind of get yourself set straight. And we have just a place for you to go coming up June 3rd. The barbecue, the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue put on by the Oconto Volunteer Fire Department is coming up pretty quick. Saturday, June 3rd, 5 p.m. until midnight. And they're going to have drawings for Traeger grills, handmade knife by Adam Miller, $200 grocery card gift card, and a $100 Kincaidor brewing gift card. The entertainment provided will be South Loop Sunrise from 5 until 8 p.m. They'll stop for a bit at 7 and have the raffle drawings and a auction. And then Borderline will play from 8 until midnight. And you get all of this, all you can eat, the music and fun, $17 in advance for adults, $20 at the gate. Children 5 through 12 are only $10. Plan to attend. They'd love to have you at the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue in Oconto.
Yes, always very good.
Oh, it's delicious, and the company's good. Might even have a Dan Eggleston spotting that day.
It's almost guaranteed.
He'll be around. And the South Loop Sunrise Band is a kick. They're a lot of fun. They have a little banner going on while they play music for the folks. People grab their food, sit on a bench or a bale of straw.
Or bring your own chair. A lot of people, that's a good thing to remember.
That's a very good thing to remember. And that's coming up. Put it on your plans. Also, did you have anything else, Jeremy? I wanted to...
Well, yeah, you were talking about, having a good time and being ready for an outing. Tonight is the night at Sylvester's. Thunder Karaoke is back. Put your arm around a friend, grab a microphone, pull them up on stage, find that song that you like to sing along to, and perform it for your friends at Sylvester's. It's as low pressure of karaoke situation as you're going to run into. So go out there, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. tonight. Karaoke at Sylvester's in Broken Bow. They are on East Highway 2, the quiet little place that rocks. Sylvester's Karaoke tonight.
All right, couple other things that we want to make you aware of. We've been talking about all of these things this week, but this is Friday, so time to plan to do some things. And if you would like to get some compost for your garden, your yard, they have it. At Adams Land and Cattle, it's Compost Day, free Compost Day, doesn't cost anything. They'll be open out at the South Lot on Highway 21, just off Highway 21 from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So bring your shovels and containers to transport your compost. You can also bring small trailers and so forth. If you want Dave Zuha to load you up with a bucket, he can do that as well. And then on Sunday, they are going to be open from noon until 3 miles south of Broken Bow on 21. And it's all broke down and ready to put on the garden.
Yeah, we've kind of got all of our planters planted, but I think if I can, I'm going to kind of just take a couple Vitalix tubs out there and just dump them on the garden space and just till it in. It certainly can't hurt. It's beautiful compost that they put a lot of work into, and Lord knows they have the material to be able to put into it. So
yeah, they have
a great offering for
plenty of producers out there.
Yeah.
So we put it on not last summer, but the summer before. And boy, the first time we put it on, it was good, but the second year was even better.
Yeah.
So I think, you can put it on every year or so, and keep that ground with the bacteria and so forth that Stan was talking about.
Yeah. I've found about a 50-50 mix is pretty good of soil to compost, maybe a little bit lower on the compost, maybe like 70-30, 70% soil, 30% compost, because, kind of depending on the moisture in the compost, and there's a lot of science happening in that compost, and sometimes it can be too much for the plants to handle, too much nutrition, too much good. It's kind of like things with us as humans too. What they say, too much of a good thing.
Yeah, be careful with it because you can what they call burn it. But this is pretty mellow. I think they've made it so it's pretty mellow. You just mentioned 50-50. Till it in, and you'll be good to go. No charge for it. And then also a very important event on Sunday, a benefit lunch and silent auction for Jacob Hoblin Bittner and the Andy Gibbons family. They'll be serving a great meal, including pulled pork and cowboy beans, chips, salad, and dessert. And it's at the Mason City Community Building right on Main Street of Mason City. It's a really cool old building, and the folks there know how to cook, and that will run from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Most importantly, this will be a fundraiser because Jacob will be going to Omaha for a kidney transplant, and his donor is Andy Gibbons. He was on the air with us the other day, and he just wants to help a neighbor out. Wonderfully, I don't know. It's amazing. That's the best gift you could give. And Andy will not be able to work for a while, maybe 6 to 8 weeks before he can get very active. So he's going to be kind of out of work, not being able to do too much. And Jacob and his parents will have to stay in Omaha for about 6 weeks after the transplant. And so it's going to take some extra money, and that's what this is for. 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. And if you don't have time or you can't get there, just get the money to the families. Maybe send some money with somebody, drop some by, but let's make our donations. We'll certainly do that here at the radio station so they can have a little easier ride after the surgery, both the donor and the recipient.
Yep.
Okay.
Want to talk Bible school?
Yes. Everybody has good memories of Bible school.
Yep, Vacation Bible School, Broken Bow United Methodist Church. If you are entering kindergarten through 6th grade the fall of this year, you can attend. It's May 30th through June 2nd, 9 a.m. to noon each day. And the theme, I think, is really original. It's really cool. Is Food Truck Party. There's plans to have a food truck on site to serve daily snacks and lunch on some days by local vendors as well. The last day will end with a short program giving a chance for the kids to show off what they did and learn throughout the week. You can sign your children up by visiting the URL that's available on their Facebook page. Just search Broken Bow United Methodist Church. It's bound to be a great week filled with Bible stories, songs, games, snacks, and other fun activities. They're excited to have your child or children join them. So go and search out that URL so that you can get registered. Again, if you are entering kindergarten through 6th grade this fall, you are invited to attend VBS at Broken Bow United Methodist Church.
All right. Did we miss anything, Jeremy?
I don't think so.
We appreciate your listenership out there. And, of course, we talked about the sponsors for the track and rodeo coverage. And all of our sponsors that you hear on The Breakfast Show, thank you very much. And, by the way, I don't mention this often enough. And Jeremy has created a great visual here for our streaming of The Breakfast Show, and there are advertisers that rotate up in the right-hand corner above Jeremy's head right now.
Yeah, right up
there. And those folks should be recognized. They help us bring you the video streaming of The Breakfast Show, and they rotate through the show, so as if you watch, kind of note those. Any of the businesses that have sponsored things here on the radio, when you run into those business people, give them a thank you for helping with all the coverage and all the different things that we do here at KCNI, KBBN, because as we mentioned, without them, it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it wouldn't at all. So thank you very much, everybody, and we appreciate it greatly.
I'll see if I can get Brent's lawn mowed before he gets home. It's getting tall again. Probably maybe...
I'm mowing about every a little bit more than every 48 hours, it feels like. Maybe about every 3 days I can stretch it.
I got to ask you a question. And you're a fair-minded guy. I trust you on this. I'm wanting to send him a bill for mowing. And when I went over there last week, I was headed over there, and he was out and about in the yard. So I mowed, and then he brought his weed eater out, and he actually did the weed eating.
Gotcha.
How much should I discount the bill for him actually doing the weed eating, do you think?
Well, did you have to mow over any sticks? Did he have the sticks picked up in the yard before you mowed?
They were pretty well picked up. He has those type of trees that have the roots that kind of try to grow above ground.
Oh,
so
that sounds like damage to your blades. So I think it's all a wash.
It's a wash, you don't think?
Yeah, if you damaged your blades a little bit on those tree roots, I think it maybe evened it out when he came out and did the weed whacking for you. So it would just maybe call it good on that front.
Do you think I should itemize that?
But blades are pretty expensive. You got your labor. You got to go home. You got to uninstall the blade. You got to put that up on the bench. Put it on the grinder, sharpen it. That's not free labor.
No, I know. That's why I asked. There's some additional cost there, stress to the suspension of the mower itself. So I just, should I itemize that and put on there no charge, or should I go ahead and charge him just a little bit for, or discount it? I don't know. I just want to explain to him that, even though he did the weed eating, I think there should be some justification there.
Use about a quarter gallon of gas. That's about $1.25. And
then in business, you mark that up times 3.
Yeah, so quarter gallon of gas, it's going to run you about $5.
Yeah. Oil, there'd be oil use there. I think that'd be about 75 cents.
Yeah, burns off a little bit.
And do I charge him for square footage, or how do I do that?
Yeah. Do that.
So if I slip over there and measure the yard while he's gone, I hope Shelley won't think that's weird. But
you got one of those old wheels, right?
Oh, sure.
Do that, or you're just gonna step it off with your feet, estimate it.
I think I'll estimate.
It looks like about a 10,000 square foot yard to me.
It's big. I bet Brent can't wait to get home.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot for listening. Appreciate it.